Good day, sir. This is Disrael Banjala Mijos. I am going to report the three top management on board. There are three top management on board: the master, the chief engineer, and the chief officer. First, the master. As the master of ocean-going ship, master have the ultimate responsibility not only for the safety and security of the ship but also of its passengers, crews, and the cargo. The master's duties and responsibilities are many, varied, and extensive. The master, also known as the captain, maintains a safety operation through continual monitoring and maintaining procedures of fire, hazard, and damage control requirements. Master makes sure that national and international codes of conduct are observed in guiding sea transportation, and it is responsible for the budgets and expenses pertaining to the ship. The master or the captain is overall responsible for the cargo and its stowage and also the ship's accounts and the crew wages. He is directly responsible for all certification as it pertains the ship. Whenever, for the flag state, classification society, or any others, the master also responsible for the security of the ship as well. The chief engineer, in the head of technical department of the ship, it is duty to ensure that the engine room machinery works properly for a smooth voyage. According to SOLAS, or Safety of Life at Sea Convention, it is the responsibility of the chief engineer to look after the safety of maritime professional working in the engine room. SOLAS states that the operation of the ship and its equipment should properly taken care of by the chief engineer. There are so many duties and responsibilities of a chief engineer, but I will only give 5 of these. The first is chief engineer should ensure that all the ship machinery and equipment are working in efficient manner in order to support safe navigation of the ship. The next is he should carry out all his duties while complying with the rules and regulation. The third, frequent inspection of equipment dealing with ship and personnel safety must be carried out by him or regular intervals of time. The fourth is all items used for population prevention should be frequently checked and tried out for proper operating condition. The next is chief engineer should lay down a set of standing orders for its crew member under his command. The duties and responsibilities of a chief officer. Chief officer is responsible for performing vessel's navigation's watch duties. He is responsible for the entire cargo operation in ports, which includes loading, unloading, and cargo planning. The third is he is in charge for maintenance of the cargo gears and cargo carried on board ship. The fourth is one of the critical tasks performed by the chief officer is the accountability of the stability of the ship. Number 5, he is responsible for the maintenance of the ship hull and accommodation. Lastly, all the life-saving and firefighting appliances of the vessel comes under the responsibility of the chief officer. The importance of ideal number of rest hour in its personnel on board and the negative effect of it is followed. Working on shift isn't one of the easiest jobs in the world. It is a taxing profession that needs every ounce of energies at all time. That is why fatigue on the ship is one of the major concerns for seafarers. And that is why ship working hour become a very important aspect of not only a vessel's working but the efficient of its crew and officers too. The legal limit on how many hours to work on ship is put by International Labor Organization. Maritime Labor Convention states that a number of ship working hours should be 8 hours a day under normal circumstances with 1 day as a rest day. A maximum of 14 hours in any 24 hours period. A maximum of 72 hours in any 7-day period. Provide with a minimum of 10 hours of rest in any 24 hours period. The importance of familiarizing the ship parts and compartments, including the location of the safety equipment upon embarkation. A ship is like a floating city having several different parts. However, we can't imagine a ship without its three main parts, which are the hull, an engine room, and a navigation bridge. A ship comprises of both visible as well as parts. Example, rudder, anchor, bow, keel, accommodation, propeller, mast, bridge, hatch, and hull thruster are some common visible parts, whereas bulkheads, frames, cargo holds, upper tank, double bottom, ginders, cofferdams, side shield, etc. are the invisible parts of the ship. The effect of familiarizing the parts of the ship to the safety of the personnel on board. They will probably know all the details and tasks that is needed to do when in times of emergency situations. They will easily do the important thing that is needed to minimize the accidents on board. Safety Management Protocol. SMS is an important aspect of the International Safety Management Code as it details all important policies, practices, and procedures that are to be followed in order to ensure the safe functioning policies, practices, Safety Management Protocol. SMS is an important aspect of the International Safety Management or ISM code and it details all the important policies, practices, and procedures that is to be followed in order to ensure the safe functioning of the ship at the sea. All commercial vessels are required to establish the ship management procedures. The safety management system therefore ensures that each and every ship complied with mandatory safety rules and regulations. And how the codes, guidelines, and standards recommended by the IMO, clarification societies, and concerned maritime organizations.